PrimeVOLT 3-Grid Tie Inverter Installation Guide. Our grid tie inverter with excellent performance and efficiency to convert solar energy to AC power, generate more electricity, then bring higher yield to customers. Inverter can be monitored on app with network connected. Customers can also manage their plants remotely. This video will guide you the installation of inverter, including steps, preparation before installing, inverter installation, electrical connection, communication accessory, power on inverter, and commissioning. Unpacking carton and carry inverter out. Let's have a look at inverter connectors first. Here we could see 3 groups of DC switches to cut off PV input power, PV terminals to connect PV string, communication port 1 to install Wi-Fi communication module, RS-485 port for RS-485 communication, and AC cabinet to install AC cables. At the same time, following packing list to check inverter accessories, mounting bracket to mount inverter, M12 bolt group to tighten bracket and support, M8 screws to tighten inverter with bracket, PV connectors group and its unlock tool, and some file documents like quick manual and quality certificate. Besides, here introduce other tools required for installation: adjustable wrench, socket wrench, M12, hex wrench, M6, M8, nipper pliers, diagonal pliers, wire strippers, crimping pliers, cross screwdriver, straight screwdriver, multimeter, DC terminal tightening tool. Inverter must be installed at the place where is free from direct exposure of sunlight, rain, and snow, with enough space and good cooling condition to ensure performance and longer lifetime. Taking out bracket and mounting it on suitable support. Mount inverter to bracket and tighten both screws of bottom sides. Wiping off insulation layer of ground cable, tighten the cable into OT terminal. Removing the screws of inverter ground terminal, install the ground cable. Wiping off insulation layer of AC cables, crimping each into O2 terminals and isolating them by heat shrinkable tubes. Loosen the screws and open AC cabinet. Take out locking cap and cut suitable gaps for AC wires. Remove plate and screws of AC terminals. Cross AC cables through locking cap from bottom side, then lock them to corresponding terminals. Checking AC cables are installed correctly, locking AC cabinet well. Identifying PV connectors, the positive and negative ones, as well as metal connectors matching to them. Wiping off insulation layer of PV cables. Crimping them well with metal connectors by pliers. Please pay attention, the crimping limiter on positive metal connector. Loosening the prevention nuts of PV connectors. Cross crimped cables through nuts and insert them to connectors. Then lock nuts and connectors well. Measuring and checking voltage and polarities of PV string by multimeter. Inserting strings into corresponding PV terminals of inverter until a click sound. Removing screws and plate of communication port 1. Insert Wi-Fi module, then install screws back. Taking out RS-485 connector and cover from accessory package. Wiping off insulation layer of communication cables. Loosening prevention nut. and cross cables through the nut and cover. Install cables on connector. Insert connector to inverter RS-485 terminal. Tighten the prevention nut well. Check wires of PV, AC, and communication are all connected well. Turn on AC switch and distribution box. Turn on DC switch of inverter. Inverter LED indicator will be on. When inverter start up, customer can connect to inverter on app to monitor inverter data and status or configure Wi-Fi and other settings. Please refer our app video for detail guide.